All right. Good evening. Hello, good people. Welcome to AI powered course creation. Build your first online course and monetize your expertise. My name is Evolve Benton, the Speaking for Profit coach, and I'm here to have this conversation with you about the power of artificial intelligence and how you can create a process that allows you to create an online course with ease and without as much stress as possible. And that's what I'm all about, y'all. I'm all about how do we create things that are sustainable, that impact the world, and that we're able to monetize, right? Because money allows us to grow our income, grow our impact, and really allows us to ultimately get financially free. So if you're listening right now, just put hashtag live in the comments. If you're listening in the near and dear future, put hashtag replay. And we're going to get into this training. This is actually going to be a live training. Normally, y'all will see me just being a talking head, but I got some really good, fruitful content for you. And I'm excited for us to not only pass information, but to give you implementation tasks that allow you to really grow your business. So, two things. One, I did this training recently at the Trans Tech Social Summit that was this week, and it was amazing. So, I want to thank Trans Tech Social for giving me the opportunity to test this baby out. And then I want to thank you all for being here as well and giving me an opportunity to test it out with you, right? And for you to really deep dive in this. What I'll say is, I am not an expert on artificial intelligence. I am just an everyday learner. So for me, this process has been really effective because I'm really sitting within wanting to create as much content as possible, create as much things that can impact the world and change the world. And I want to do it in a way that doesn't make me sacrifice time. I don't want to sacrifice the time with my friends, family, and loved one just to be able to support my clients and give the information that I hold out. So if you're in that same place where you're ready to create something that's going to impact the world, you know you've got an expertise and you know you've got a course that can do that, but you want to do it with as much ease as possible, this training is for you. So do me a favor, go on and put in the comments the word get it done, the words get it done. If you are here to get it done and to learn a skill set that's going to allow you to create something with ease, flow, and abundance, just go on and put get it done in the comments. All right, so let's get into the training. For folks who might not know me, it might be new to the space. My name is Evolve Benton, again, the Speaking for Profit coach. One of the things that I am known for is being an amazing poet, being a poet and a speaker and a consultant. And one of the first things that I did when I started my amazing business is that I had the opportunity to put out my first book. So I'm a poet. I have the book Poetry Dedicated to Boyhood and Black Queer Love. Yahoo Finance, shouts out to Yahoo Finance. They named me the top 10 public speaking coaches in the world. And then I'm also a dog parent. I have two amazing puppies, Ashby and Marley. And the reason I always put them in my presentation is because they love speaking for profit. They love my business so much that they are talking dogs, y'all. They love to talk when I am giving information out in the world. So if you hear a dog barking or scurrying around, that might be one of them. And they're always here for the love and for the support. And that's what I really, really appreciate about the puppy love. And I hope y'all have some pups or some folks in your life that bring you just as much joy. So if you're not watching this on YouTube, I want to give you an opportunity to go on and grab this. You can screenshot this if you're watching this on your phone, but if you're watching on a computer, you can go on and just put your phone over this QR code and feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do weekly trainings, or I would say bi-weekly trainings on different topics around you being able to monetize your message and change the world. And this is at Speaking for Profit University, which is our network, right? Our network where we provide information and we go live. The other thing that I do on this channel is I'll do a weekly meditation space for folks who are calling abundance and monetization into their life. And that's usually every Monday at 10 a.m. PST or 10 a.m. EST, Eastern Time, and 7 a.m. PST. So a little bit earlier for you West Coast folks, but it's a great space as well. So go on and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, for today's agenda, this is what we're going to get into today. The first thing I'm going to talk to you all about is why an online course. Like, why do I find that online courses are one of the most profitable things that we can create when it comes to being thought experts, speakers, and consultants? Then we're going to go into an online course roadmap. Like, what do you need to make sure that you do? And this is really important for you all to get your notebooks out. Like, this is some free game. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions at the end. But this roadmap is going to give you the exact step-by-step guide that you can use to create your online course. And then I'm going to go into how to use AI to create that course. And I'm actually going to show you, I'm going to do a walkthrough of two tools that I've currently been using to make this process easier for me. And by the end of this training, the other thing that I'm going to do for you, if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you access to prompts that I've used within artificial intelligence, especially with ChatGPT, to make this process of creating courses and content a lot easier for me, my team, and the work that we're doing. So I'll give you those prompts at the end. It'll be something you can download. It'll be totally free. So stick around so you can get that gift. So let's talk about why. Why create an online course? One, if you're already speaking for profit, just go on and put the word S for P in the comments, S, the number 4, and the word and the letter P, S for P in the comments, because speaking for profit means that you have an expertise and a passion that you're probably already sharing with the world. And if you're already speaking for profit, whether that's for money or for influence, then you have something that you can utilize and record that's going to change people's lives. Why not, what I like to say, clone yourself? Clone yourself so that more people can know more about you and also can understand your framework in your business. So it's a great way to share your expertise and your passion. It's also a great way for you to generate passive income. And what I always like to say about this thing around passive income is that the income ain't passive right away, y'all. It's not. It's just not passive right away. I wish it was, but it's not passive right away. It's just not. It's something that ends up being passive later on as you grow your business. So what you have to understand is that the beginning process of putting together your online course, it can sometimes feel like a little bit of labor, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. It could feel a little laborsome because you're doing a lot of the front work. But once it's built out, that's when it becomes something passive. Like, imagine you go to a conference or an event and someone's like, hey, I'm really feeling this conversation with you, Terry, because I see Terry's here and that's one of my homies. This conversation we're having around financial independence, it's really amazing. I would love to learn more from you. How can I do that? Now, old school way, we can get on a call, you become a client, that's great. But what if you're at capacity? What if you just not taking on no more clients? You just busy, right? You don't have the capacity to be able to do that. Then you can say, hey, here's a link to my course. This is where you can deep dive into some of my frameworks and information. I see people selling, you think selling courses is just an online thing. This is something that you can do at your next networking event to really kick it off and push it into the next level. Right? So it allows you to generate passive income. It enhances your professional credibility. People see you with an online course. They know that that's your expertise. For my fellow speakers and consultants, if you're a speaker or a consultant or a thought expert, go on and put the word speaker into the comments. Put the word speaker if you're a speaker, or if you just use your voice, right, to share your expertise. People who have online courses have another offer that they can sell. And what I mean by that, like, let's say there's an organization that comes to you and they're like, hey, I want you to share your story at our next event. And you're like, okay, cool. I'm going to come through. And they're like, you know what? But we only got about $300. And you're like, you know what? I have went to a few trainings with Evolve and that is not my price. The price is actually $3,000 or $5,000. And they're like, well, you know what? I'm sorry. That's our budget. This gives you something else that you can leverage. So I personally believe that all content creators, influencers, speakers, consultants, healers, therapists, all of us should have online courses because it's another way that people can get access to us without getting access to us, which is super powerful. And I see we got some speakers and some other friends in the building. Welcome, Zami. I appreciate you being here. So the other thing it allows you to do is build community. And community is so important anytime we're building a business. People buy from you and the communities that you've built. You ever been a part of a really good community? When you're a part of an amazing community, they're willing to really tap in with you and take it to the next level. And that's what courses allow you to do as well. It's a flexible learning platform. It's cost effective learning. So people can pay you maybe a couple of $100s to learn some of your frameworks instead of thousands of dollars to have you in the room. You still make money, they still get the impact. And then what I love about it, what's been really powerful for me, and I remember when I first started speaking for profit, we had a few folks who were there who were living in Mexico, some folks who were living in Japan. So it gives you this access to be able to globally educate people. Globally, around the world, you're able to do that. And I see LB has a comment like the idea of cloning or giving continued access. Exactly. Continued access without the stress of you having access to me. Because God knows we only have so much time here on this planet and with our loved ones. I want to spend time with my wife. I want to spend time with my dogs. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to spend as much time in the present as possible. So I can't give to everyone through me, but I can through my online course, which is really, really what we are here to talk and deep dive into today. So let's get into the online course roadmap. Now that we understand the power of an online course, and if you understood or learned something maybe new from that last slide, just go on to put the word power into the comments. Now that we understand the power of online course, let's go into the steps. And I'm going to give you about 10 steps that you need to take to create the online course, because I don't want to just give you information on how to use artificial intelligence. Like, AI is cool, but AI could be gone tomorrow, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So you need to know the framework of what are all the things you need to build this baby. And then I'm going to give you some shortcuts and some ways to do it with ease with the artificial intelligence. But you still need to know the beginning of this first. So the very first step, right? The very, very first step. And remember, I said, if the last slide spoke to you and you understand the power of creating an online course, go on and put the word power into the comments. The very first step that we want to utilize when we are building out our online course is we want to identify our course topic. And what I want to say about that is that you want to choose a subject that you very much feel connected to as an expert, that you have a passion for, and that you have a unique perspective on. And when I'm thinking about unique perspectives, it doesn't have to be something that's totally different from the world, but maybe it's something that you have been taught in a different way, right? And I think about that a lot when I'm thinking about financial education. I'm using this as an example because I'm on a journey of healing my relationship with money. So I'm doing a lot of reading on financial gurus and ways to meditate and different things to do to calm some of my anxiety around making that good old thing called money and bringing abundance into my life. There are some people who teach it in a very interesting framework, and there's some people who do it in a very creative way. One of those people are actually here today, and I'm going to pull them back up. My amazing financial coach and friend, Terry Banks, is here. And Terry has a way of really sharing financial freedom tactics in storytelling. Everybody doesn't do that. Some people are just going to give you a spreadsheet, right? But Terry will give you a story, and a story will sit with you longer than any type of spreadsheet ever will. The other thing we want to do when we're identifying our topic is we want to ensure that there's a demand for it. If there's a demand for it, then we know that we have an audience. And the way that we do that is through audience validation. So what does that look like? One thing that you can do is you can decide to put out a poll to your audience. Hey, tell me a little bit about what topics you would like me to speak about. You can also send out a survey to your email list, or maybe you just go live and share what you're thinking about creating and see who's interested in it. We don't want to start creating courses and digital products without people giving us buy-in and validation, because when we do that to ourselves, we do a disservice to the work that we're doing. Number one, you're going to create something that might not really push people, or you're going to create something people don't want, and then you're going to be mad at yourself because you wasted time. So it's not about just identifying a topic and be like, hey, Evolve, I love basketball, so I'm going to do an online course about basketball. I mean, that's great. We love that you love basketball, but we need you to do an online course about the problem that you're solving and that your audience wants to hear from you so that it actually sells and that it monetizes. So remember that. You've got to validate. If folks understand where I'm coming from when I'm saying validate your course, just put the word validate into the comments. And I want you all to know I have you all participate in this particular way because it's important for me as a speaker and a consultant to make sure that I'm giving you the information and that it's clear. And this is the best way you can participate right now, right? We're not in the Zoom room. I can't see you. So this lets me know that you have an understanding of what I'm putting out and what I'm putting down. So let's move into the next thing, right? And I see Terry says, I love what I do and I want to have fun while I'm doing it. I shade to that. That's what we want to do. We want to have a good time. We want to feel good about what we're doing. So the next step, right? Once we have came up with our course idea, we validated it, right? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some more validation. And that's going to be through market research. We really want to do market research because market research allows us to think about what are other people doing in the industry around the topic I want to speak about. So for instance, for me, when I started speaking for profit, when I to be honest with y'all, speaking for profit is an incubator now, right? It's a university. We have coaching programs. We have intentionally high level coaching programs. We're not just doing courses. Now, I do eventually want to come out with like just a course that's self-paced and I have some master classes and other things, but I originally wanted speaking for profit to be a course. And then when I started to look out there to see the other ways that people were doing it, I noticed that most of the people who were doing similar work had incubators because it's not enough to just give someone a course. A lot of times when people aren't moving a business forward, it's because they need accountability. And that's when I decided to shift it to a coaching program. So when you do your market research, you might find out some unique things about what's happening in the marketplace, and that can really help you to decide on what you're building. So we've validated it through market research. We've come up with our course idea. We've talked to our audience. We feel really good about it, right? We probably got a Google Doc or some notes, or if you're really old school, maybe you got a notebook with some pencils or markers because you've been writing and you got some good information going. You're ready to go and to define your course objectives. And the way that we can do this is really what I think about when I'm thinking about my course objectives. This is almost like what we're going to have in our outline or what we're going to have in our modules. That's where we're at with that. What are we going to have in our outline? What are we going to have in our modules? And this is what I think. I want to share with y'all a philosophy for me. I often think to myself, who was I 3 years ago? Whoever I was 3 years ago is the person that I am trying to support. And what are the steps that I've taken the last 3 years to get where I'm at? If I know what steps I've taken, then that's going to be my roadmap. So whether you have an online course about financial education, one about potentially, you know what, actually, let's do this so I can not just speak in the theory. Put in the comments, what are you thinking about creating your online course about? And I can use as some of the examples. And even when we do the walkthrough, I'll pick one that we can use for an example. But what are you thinking about creating your course about? Once you have this idea and you know what you're going to be doing with it, it gives you an opportunity to really deep dive. And that's what you want to be doing. Okay. You want to be deep diving into it. So you're going to be planning your course curriculum, right? Planning your course curriculum. And that looks like really tapping into what are the modules going to be. And like I said, it should be a logical sequence that people understand. And you don't want to just create an online course that's about, getting from A to B. You want to get them from A to at least M, right? Like take them to the midway point so that they have a better understanding of it. And it's always important that we balance the idea in our online course between theory, exercises, and real world examples. And the reason I say that is we don't want a boring online course. An online course where no one's implementing is boring. People need to implement some of the practices. So here are some things that folks are saying that they want to create. Turning debt into equity. I love that. Parenting middle schoolers. Oh, that's a great topic. Building awareness to be you and accelerate. I love that. How to be your own public relations shop. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Keep sending them in, y'all. Keep sharing which ones you want to create. And even if you're watching this in replay, please do the same thing. When people give you an opportunity to share, y'all take it because you never know who might be in the comments and see that. That might be your next business partner. So, what I'm actually going to show you later on today is how you can use ChatGPT to create your course curriculum and your modules. I'm going to show you that as an example. So, that's going to be something we go through. So, I hope that part will be helpful for you. So, the next step is that you have to create engaging content. And what I mean by this is the content that you're creating that you're going to be sharing with your audience as far as your course. Now, this is what's so funny to me, y'all. A lot of people think that they got to create an online course that's all video. And I'm going to be honest with you, I have purchased some amazing online courses that are only audio. Literally, the course instructor will come on video for the welcome video, and then the rest is just them speaking through slides and examples on how to do the work. And that has been the best thing for me. So I want you to get comfortable. I'm not saying don't do a video course. I'm not saying do an audio course. What I'm saying is do the thing that you feel the most comfortable with and that you have the resources to commit to creating. Some of us don't have a fancy camera. Some of us might not have a fancy microphone. Some of us might just not have all the resources right away. So we have to create and use what we have. You have to create and use what you have. Don't make your lack of resources the reason for your lack of implementation. That is not what you should do for yourself. If you have an idea and an expertise that can change the world and you're not giving it to the world, you're doing a disservice to yourself and to the world. And if your excuse is, I don't have a new camera, I don't have a new phone, I don't have a new this, I don't have a new that, that's no excuse. Choose the format, commit to it. One platform that I use, and I'm actually using right now that I use for my online courses, is StreamYard. And I'll actually give you a link to that in the gift I'm going to give you at the end so that you can tap into StreamYard. StreamYard is great. This is what I use for most of my online courses. It allows me to speak. It allows me to share PowerPoint. I can make it interactive. It's a really great platform. So make sure that you have something that's high quality. Two things that are the most important when we're creating content. If we're going to do video, that we look good and we feel good about it, that the lighting is good for us, and our audio, that people can hear us with as much clarity as possible. And don't forget about trying to make it accessible. So one of the things we use is like Rev and Otter so that we can have auto captions and different things within our online courses as well. So once you've done that, right, you've done that last step, you have a nice amount of your course. You know what you're going to be using to create it. You have an idea, you've done some market research, you validated the idea. Now you need to choose what platform the course is going to live on. So a lot of people ask me, like, how do I get the course from the computer to the person and they pay for it, right? That's what we're kind of thinking about right now. How do I get that step going? And there's several ways to do it. There's some really popular assets that people use, which include Teachable, Thinkific, and Kajabi. I use Kajabi. I love it. Y'all know that if you've watched any of my videos, it is the powerhouse of my business, and I will continue to use it. And I'll share a little bit with you of why I love Kajabi later on, because I think it could be a great tool for you. But even if you're not able to invest in one of those platforms, what you can do is just go on and upload it on YouTube or Vimeo, have a link there that's private, send it out to your folks, and then they can pay you via Stripe or any other payment processor like Square. The only thing with that is that eventually you're going to have to follow up with folks and send them emails for email marketing, or you might want to market other things to them that you're working on. Maybe you're going to have an additional course, or maybe you want a community aspect of it so that people can talk to each other or ask you questions. You're not able to do that when you just have a Zoom or Vimeo. So that's why I suggest signing up for one of these platforms. And the one that I trust, love, and know is Kajabi. So I'll share more with you about that today. But I'm sure that the other ones, if you find that they fit with your business, they can work just as well. So we've got the platform, we've got the roadmap that we're going to be using, and now we got to get into building the course. This is probably the hardest part for people, right? Because you get scared and you're like, are people going to buy this? Am I going to waste my time? So I'm gonna give you a couple of tricks that you can use. The first thing that I would suggest is maybe instead of doing the course asynchronous, and what asynchronous means is you record it and then you give it to people. Maybe you record it while people are there. Similar to what I'm doing today, right? This is a live training. We're doing it together. You all are here live. There'll be some other people who watch it in replay. But right now we're in the moment and I can utilize this video as an asynchronous content, but at least I have people in the space. And what I like about that idea in particular is that you can have people buy before you create. So you can have an early bird sale, a sale of the online course. You sell it for, and what I'm going to say about pricing, you don't want to sell an online course for lower than probably $97. That would be the lowest I would go, especially if it's a mini course. But if you're going to sell it and then sell the experience. So, hey, you're going to be joining me for the next 6 weeks. I'm going to go live every Wednesday and we're going to do this online training. Right? And you sell that, and that's an opportunity. And then you can repackage the asynchronous content afterwards to make it a course. So then you're selling it to make sure people are going to buy it. They're going to show up. You have a little money in your pocket while you're creating instead of creating something and then hoping that people show up. It's called a pre-sale method. And we teach a lot of that in our higher end program, which is the Wealthy Digital Society, but I also have some information about that in our course, which is called Course to Profit. And we'll be launching that probably in the next few weeks so that you can get access to that. It's going to be probably that course itself, Course to Profit, is probably going to be either free or around $97 because I just want people to get value and to get out of the thinking stage and get into the implementation stage when it comes to their online course. So you're going to build your online course. That's going to be the next step. You're going to implement. You got to think about what do you want to include, right? So if you're doing this live and it's going to be 6 weeks, right? Are you going to have quizzes? Are you going to have assignments, discussion forums? Like, how do you enhance your experience? And what the enhancing the experience about is getting your audience to your clients to implement, but also to stay around. Because what we also know is that sometimes people buy online courses, but they don't commit and complete them. They just don't. And I'm one of those people. I got a couple of online courses. I've done maybe 50%. It's okay. So how do we keep and bring people back to it? So after you've done that, you've built it out, you got a way you're going to do it. Now you got to figure out how you're going to sell this thing. So you got to set up your payment and think about your pricing strategy. And that's why I was saying earlier, you don't want to go lower than $97. I feel like that's not worth it for you. What I would suggest is not even going lower than $197. And if you're going to go lower than that, maybe it's an early bird deal. People get it the first 10, 15 people, and then you up it. But you want to make sure that you set up a secure payment options for your students. And there's a few different things you can do. You can have payment plans if it's a higher end course, right? You can give people some opportunity to do some financing if you have a financer that will support you. But you want to make sure that you set your price at an appropriate level. And I'll just share a quick story with y'all. If you don't set your price at an appropriate level, you can lose clients. So I had a client once before who lost out on a big contract. And I know that they did because they didn't ask for enough. So organization was asking them to do like a DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, external review. It was going to be something that was a lot of labor. They had just had some harm there. And the person only asked for $5,000. And what they found out later on is that someone got the contract, but they charged $50,000. So what I say to you is sometimes when you don't charge enough, people will not pay for the little either. They'll be like, that course is probably not good if it's only $97. So make sure that you're looking at the marketplace, see what other people are charging, find your way somewhere in the middle, and don't be afraid to go as high as you can because you can always come down. It's harder to go up. Once you say your course is 97 and then you try to say it's 297, 397, 497, 597, people are going to be like, why is it higher now? Why? Why is it a higher course? What did you change about it? But you can always have a sale, a flash sale. You can always go down. All right, I got a question. It says they want to feel like it's a premium product. Yeah, they want to feel like it's a premium product. People buy that. A part of your branding is your price. Think about it. Louis Vuitton, Nike, Polo, Fendi. The names bring up a certain register in your mind of price. you're going to know that there's going to be a minimum of price that's going to cost. And that's what you want people to think about you, right? So it's very important that we price ourselves appropriately. Okay, so you've got the pricing options, right? You got your pricing, you got your course, you got your platform, you're thinking about how you're going to roll it out. And what I want y'all to know, this is just a roadmap, right? In the Course to Profit course that I have, I go in a little bit deeper. So look out for that when it drops, because that's going to be something that will be good for you. But for this, we're just kind of doing a walkthrough. So it's more of the macro level. In Course to Profit, we go into the micro level. The next step is you're going to market and promote your course. And you've got to come up with the marketing plan. What I find about a lot of my clients and people that I see doing content creation is there's no plan. And you could tell there's no plan because one day they're posting about Bitcoin and the next week they're posting about Chat GPT. They're just talking about a whole bunch of different stuff instead of having a focus and a plan. And I think what happens is that sometimes people plans don't work in the beginning, so they pivot. So what I give my clients in Course to Profit is a 2-week promo cycle. And it's not a bunch, it's several different social media archetypes and type of information that you can share with your audience on a daily basis as you're promoting your course. And I think it's important that we just have a plan and we leverage it. We can't just leverage just social media, especially if you're using organic and you don't have any paid ads. You want to leverage your email marketing. You want to text the homies. You want to see if you can do a couple of interviews with people on Instagram. You want to really go all in and get excited about it and promote this thing. And the other thing is maybe collaborate with influencers or affiliates. So if there's other people who are doing similar work to you, you can see if they're willing to sponsor your course. That's actually something I'm working on right now. I'm wrapping up an online course and it's taken me a little bit longer because I really have been in movement with some other projects. But once it's done, I'm going to be collaborating with some other folks and they're going to share it with their communities. And if their communities buy it, we'll split the profit. So the other thing to think about is like, don't make it all about you. Don't get so egotistical that you don't collaborate with people. Collaboration is the game changer when it comes to your business. So be willing to collaborate with others, even if it's your first course, so that you can get your name and get things out there. Because let me tell you this, the number one thing that makes it easier and easier to sell an online product, and I know this because in the last couple of years, I've made over $200,000 from digital products. I have never had an in-person event. I've done all this online. Oh, when I do an in-person event, it's gonna be something, y'all. And I can't wait to invite y'all. But I say that to say you have to sit in your powerhouse of collaboration when you're doing this thing. That's the only reason I've been able to grow. So don't not step into that, y'all. Right? You've got to market your course and you've got to do a consistent marketing so you can see what works. Look, use your marketing, your social media as data. Don't look at it as like I did good or bad. Look at it as, hey, I know I did bad, so I can do better. Or you know what? This actually went really good. Me going live every day, that went really good. I'm gonna do that again next time so I can see, does it continue to work? So we've got to be willing to test things out. So we have went through most of the steps, but I want you to know that this step is the most important because this is the implementation. Once you have all your things set up, your course is set up, you're ready to go. You know what days you're going to be doing it. You decided if you're going to do it live or asynchronous. You decided it's going to be video or audio. You've sold it. Now you got to launch it. You got to launch it. You got to actually put your course out there. You can't just let it sit in the palm of your hands. You got to put it out there and share it with people so that they can feel supported and loved and impacted. You've got to do it. And then once you do that, you can always make it better. You can always make it better. That's what I'm doing actually this summer. I'm going to be taking a trip with my wife to Europe, but once we get back, and you know what? I actually might make this a little bit of a business trip and do some of the recordings while I'm away, but I'm going to be upgrading my current course for my members to make it better. I gotten some feedback. I've learned a lot since we created this course. There's some things in the sequence I want to come before the others. That takes time, but I'm not waiting to implement or to help people until it's perfect. Done is better than perfect. So be willing to get the course launched, add more things to it later on as you get more feedback from your audience and continue to make it better. All right. So, any questions about the roadmap before we move into how to use AI to create your online course? I just want to see if there's any questions. Take a little bit of a pause, drink a little bit of water, and then we'll get into the AI side of it. See that done is better than perfect. It is. It is. If I waited for perfection, y'all, I would wait on a lot of things. And I'm just tired of waiting. I'm tired of so much of us waiting because when we wait, we're doing a disservice to our folks who really are committed to our progress. There's so many people who are waiting for you to drop your online course. They're waiting for you to commit. They're waiting for that, and you're not willing to do it, so they're not able to really support your business. It's a disservice. It's really a disservice. So thanks so much for folks. Thanks for sharing your brilliance, Evolve. Thank you for being here, Spirit. I appreciate that. Done is better than perfect. Great quote. Oh, no problem. It is. It's not a new one, but it's something that we need to hear over and over again. I'm tired of waiting too. Cool. Well, let's stop waiting. All right. So let's get into the AI side of it. All right. Let's get into the artificial intelligence because that's what I really want to tap in with y'all about. So put the word AI in the comments if you're ready to get into how to utilize this roadmap we just went through with ease. How to create ease in the process. Just put the word AI, which stands for artificial intelligence, as we step into this. Cool. See some AIs coming through. Thank y'all for being here and showing up and showing out. Cool. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk to y'all about is Kajabi. I'm going to show you what Kajabi is doing for AI, and they are doing some cool stuff. The stuff they're doing, y'all, is just the beginning. It's really just the beginning. Eventually, they're going to create more. But before I show you, I want to tell you a little bit about what Kajabi is, right? Kajabi is a cloud-based platform that allows you as a user to create and sell online courses, membership programs, digital products. You can upload your ebooks, and it provides a range of tools that allows you to do it in an all-in-one solution. Right. So literally, I use Kajabi to do email marketing. I use Kajabi to um, communicate with my audience. I use Kajabi to upload my online course. I use it for my sales pages. I use it for analytics. I use it for everything. It's an all in one function for your business. So you pay one time a month instead of paying multiple people to run your digital product in your business. I love it. It has been amazing for me. Like I told you, it has helped me do it in a way that is not stressful. And they're stepping into the artificial intelligence lane and creating more room for that. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you. That's what Kajabi is. A lot of people sometimes are confused. They're like, what is Kajabi? What does it do? It's a name. No, it's an all-in-one solution. So it eliminates the need for you to have multiple tools and services for you to be able to run your business. And the great thing about Kajabi is that when you're a partner with them, you can be an affiliate. So I'm an affiliate for them right now. And if you want to get their product and service for free, all you got to do is go to this link. I'm going to put it here for now, but I'm also going to share with you why you're going to want their 30-day trial. I'm just sharing with you now so you can go on and start exploring and look at it. But let me take you on a deeper dive so you can understand why you should commit to the next 30 days and getting your online course done. So let me share this with you. Just give me one moment to pull up Kajabi's site. And some of my clients already have this. So for my clients who already have their Kajabi and you are like, I want another trial. Just going to use another email, y'all. Be real with you. You could just do that if you are still in the beginning process of this and you haven't made money. Now, if you're already using Kajabi and you made money, you got products on there, just stick to the platform you're using. But for folks who might want that. So Kajabi has created what they call their AI Creator Hub. It's called their AI Creator Hub, and it's powerful because it allows you to utilize this to create your online course. So, look, literally the things we went through: course outline, lesson content, landing pages, sales email, video script, it's all there. So, let's say we were doing one on financial literacy, right? And we wanted to generate a course outline. It's going to take a minute. So, just excuse me, give it that time. Just give it a little bit. As y'all know, AI takes a little time. Look at this. So I said, create a course outline about financial literacy. This is what it gave us. And this is what we would be putting in our course if we had a mini course, right? First one, introduction to financial literacy. What is financial literacy? Why? Budgeting basics. What is a budget? Creating a budget, sticking to it. Investing basics. What is investing? Types of investments, investment strategies, retirement planning, right? It gives you a whole list of things. And this could be your course outline instead of you going back and forth and deciding, like, what am I going to speak about? What am I going to talk about? You could just use this to create your outline, which is so cool. Like, it was mind blowing for me when I seen this. And you can put any topic you want to, so you can go play with it and see how it works for you, right? So you put that in, and then this is what will come up. Perfect. Beautiful. So let's say that we are like, okay, financial literacy is great. I want to, and I realize that page might have not been up. So as you can see, this is what it generated for us, y'all, for folks who might have not been able to see it. So let's say you're like, okay, financial literacy, but I need to come up with some content for these lessons. I'm not really sure about like how to talk about what is a budget. So you could just copy right here. This is a little copy thing. What is a budget? Go over to lesson content. You put in the lesson. What is a budget? There we go. And now we are going to generate this. Let's see what they give us for our lesson content. Bam. Look at that, y'all. A budget is a plan that helps you manage your money. It literally gives you a script that you could use. Now, what I would suggest, right, you can use this as a script. You can use this as just something you write into the course. There's courses that just have written information. You can do a voiceover. But I always suggest that we don't just dive into AI, right? We use it with some integrity. So you don't just copy and paste this. You use this as the spark of an idea, because we want artificial intelligence to remain human ran. We don't want you just copy and pasting things. You got to realize that's not going to work, and that's not going to make your brand stand out. You're just using this to start to get the words and the language that you want to use, and then you want to use it and make it into your own style. Right? So this is how you would create the content. And then let's say you're like, okay, I really like this, but I want to do a video script, and I'm not really good at video scripts. So maybe we create a video script about what is a budget. And look what it does. Just give it a few minutes. Look at that. This video script is designed to get you started. The best sales ones that include your own story and value. I love that they have this here, right? This is like a warning. You do not need to use this only this. You need to add your own style and flavor to it. But it gives you a budget of what you can start to talk about. Are you looking to get better at handling your finances? Do you want to learn how to create and manage your budget? If so, then this course is for you, right? It gives you a video script of how you can sell the course to your audience. This is powerhouse, y'all. So literally you can do this. It'll create email copy for you. You could do sales scripts. You could do social media. Let me show you the social media one. And then we'll head over to me showing you a little bit of a walkthrough when it comes to ChatGPT. Okay, so it's copying the budget thing. I don't want them to copy that. So let's say we say, what is a budget? And we wanted to create, see, now it's saying Facebook. We could do Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. So let's say we want to do something for LinkedIn because I love LinkedIn. LinkedIn's one of my favorite places to hang out. We generate it. Look at that. This is a post you could put on LinkedIn. Are you wondering what a budget is and how it can help you reach your goals? A budget is a plan for you how to spend and save your money. It helps you keep track. Here's a tip: start small and be realistic. You could use this for your own social media post. Now, let's say, like on here, what's really cool that they have on Kajabi, you can add more detail, make it funny, or make it inspiring. So maybe you're like, this is LinkedIn, they're really text heavy. This post is a little bit short, so I'm going to add more detail. So you just click there, and then it will add more detail for us. Hopefully, I did this earlier when I did a workshop, and it kind of gave me some so information. All right, it gave us a longer post. I like it. I like it. So what you want to make sure you want to do, y'all, AI is constantly advancing and growing. So if you like something, you just go down here and you like it so that they continue to create things like this, right? So that's how you would use Kajabi for this. This is why I love Kajabi so much. And somebody said, wow, quite impressive, right? It is. And this is only the beginning, y'all. Like, they're still in beta. They're really still in beta when it comes to this. They still have a lot of labor of love to do on this particularly, but I feel like they're doing a great job in what they're getting started. Right? So that is Kajabi. That's how you can use that to build out your course and some of that. And next, I'm going to show you ChatGPT, right? And I just want to remind anyone who just went through that and you're like, y'all want to get Kajabi right away, go on and head over there, use this link, and it'll give you 30 days free so that you can get started using it and building out your online course. So go on and over to that link. It's going to help you out a lot. So now that we've seen Kajabi, let's talk about the famous AI right now, which is ChatGPT. And I want to be clear about what ChatGPT is, right? ChatGPT is a generative pre-trained transformer. Really what it is it's a language model. So it allows us to generate language from questions. So I could say, tell me how to make a lasagna. And ChatGPT would tell me how to make it in the best way possible. And it gathers information from around the globe, around research. It gathers a lot. So you might have seen it in the news like, oh, ChatGPT passed exams and the law exams and medical exams and done all this really amazing things. It's still learning too, though. It's still learning as well, right? And someone's asking me, can I put the Kajabi link in the chat? Unfortunately not. It doesn't allow me to do that on StreamYard. But what I'll do is I'll put it up so that you can go on and try to type it in. And I'll just leave it there for you while we talk through this, right? Make that helpful for you. And I hope that helps. I'll also have a QR code that'll be available at the end of the training that you can use as well. So this chat GBT allows us to ask questions and be inquisitive. And what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to run you through how I would use it to create an online course. And then after this, I'm going to give you actually a tip sheet that you can use, a QR code you can use for it, and a tip sheet that you can use to have prompts to use with ChatGPT. So let's get into it. Let me go on and log in. That's important. Right? And then let me share it with you all. All right, so this is ChatGPT. And one of the prompts that I would always start with when creating an online course is this particular question. And I think this question is good because it allows you to start thinking about what you should add in. And I'm going to give you 10 of these questions, right? I'm just pulling one from the sheet I created for y'all. But what are some key concepts and skills that I should include in my online course about? Right? So let's say we're doing an online course on financial literacy. And this will literally break down what are some key things that we want to talk about when it comes to financial literacy? And look how quickly it did that for us, y'all. Right? Budgeting. We just talked about budgeting, saving and investing, credit and debt, financial planning, financial ethics, financial jargon, case studies, communication. Right? This is what should be included in the course. Now, let's say we're like, okay, this is great. This gives us, some really good information to start with, right? Like, okay, this gives us some really good information to start with, but we want to take it a little bit deeper. Not only do we want to know how to deep dive into what we should include in the course, but we want modules, right? So let's say we say, break this into 10, well, let's make it a mini course, 5 modules. Look at that, y'all. Look how quickly it's doing it. Look how quickly. So it's broken this information that we just got into 5 modules. The first one, building a strong financial foundation, tax and retirement, financial planning and ethics, financial tools and technology, case studies and communication, right? It literally broke it into 5 different modules. So we have it so we can organize it. Now, let's say we're like, okay, this is great. This gives me something I can start with, but I want to start communicating with people. I want to start sharing this on social media. You can say, create 5 Instagram posts from the content above. And look at this. It's literally giving us post ideas, right? Post ideas that we can use for our online course. Post about budgeting. Creative budgeting is one of the foundational management is important to track your expenses, right? And this is just posts. These are post ideas, but let's say we wanted more than that, right? We could say, give me a post idea and caption for Instagram about budget, about creating a budget. Look at that. Not only is it giving us the post idea, right? It says you could have a colorful, eye-catching graphic that shows the basic steps of creating a budget, such as identifying expenses, setting financial goals, and tracking spending. This could be something, a video you put together. And then the caption can be this with these hashtags. Now imagine I say, oh, you know what? I really like this. I could say, hey, give me 3 more ideas. It's going to give me 3 more ideas that I can use. Now, as y'all could see, what I'm doing is I'm keeping it in this one place because it's going to build on the top of each other, right? And make it a little bit better for me and easier for me. Really cool, right? It's really about the prompts, right? It's really starting with the right prompts. It is. I appreciate the way you're using AI. This will help me create more copy for sure. Yep. Exactly. So let's say y'all, and then I'm gonna wrap up because I want to get to lunch. I want to get to lunch. I want to get to my next meal, and I want y'all also to get to where y'all need to be. And we'll get into a little bit Q&A. Let's say we got this right. We creating our course content. This is the content we're gonna share on social media. Let's say we want to create give me email marketing. So maybe you say, give me make, let's say, can you create 5 emails for the content above to go out to potential course purchasers. Look, it's giving us an email sequence that we can utilize to email the people about it. Now, remember what I said. We're using this with integrity. So we don't want to just copy and paste things. What we want to do is bring it into our own voice, but this gives you a template and gives you something to start with, which is so powerful. It's so much better than you having to start from zero. So you can even get your email marketed from there, y'all. This is game changer. This just using ChatGPT and Kajabi should make it so much easier for you to create your business. So much easier. So let's say one more thing. I'm gonna show you this because this was a game changer for me. You've got your email marketing, you got your social media marketing, you've got your course outline. Let's say that you want them to create a sales page because you're like, I need a sales page for people to be able to buy this from. Create a sales page for the course above and make sure it sells. Right? Because we want it to sell, right? And now it's creating the copy for your sales page. Discover the power of financial literacy. Are you tired of feeling stressed out about your finances? Do you want to take control of this? Here are just a few benefits of this course. This is literally a landing page that it's creating for you. So all you have to do is fill in your amazing information and utilize this as a blueprint for you. It's literally game changer, y'all. Like, there's no excuse that you can't use this. There's no excuse that you should not be implementing on your course today. There's just no excuse for it right now. We have too many things that we can utilize. So I'm gonna stop sharing ChatGPT. I just want to give you a few things. You know me, I'm always trying to like show you how it works so that you can feel comfortable doing it yourself. And what I call when I'm doing stuff for y'all within ChatGPT and all of this, I call it play. We're just playing. I'm learning. I'm learning with it and it's learning with me. Right? So at the beginning of the call, and let me stop sharing this so you can see the full QR code. At the beginning of our time together today, I told you all that I would be giving you a free gift. So if you want to screenshot this or take a picture of it, what you're going to get when you click on this QR code, you're going to go to a link. It's going to give you permission to put in your name and your email. That's all I need from you. You don't have to pay for this. And you're going to get 10 prompts that you can use with ChatGPT to create your online course. There's also a link in there, the link that you all were asking for earlier, for you to get 30 free days of Kajabi. So you can go on and start using that. And then a free trial to StreamYard, because StreamYard is an amazing platform that I'm using right now. So you'll get a free trial to be able to use StreamYard as well. All you got to do is go to this QR code, put your email in. It's going to send you over that information so that you can get started today. Also, for the folks who do sign up for this, when I drop Course to Profit in a few weeks, you'll get first access to it. After my clients, of course, because all my clients who are here, who are a part of the Speaking for Profit family, you're going to get that first. Don't worry. But for the other folks who are new and maybe just returning, maybe you're not on my email list yet, I will be emailing you all about Course to Profit. But because you just spend one of your most valuable resources with me today, which is your time, I want to make sure that you walk away with this gift. So go on and click the QR code, take a screenshot of it, do whatever you need to do so that you can get this information. And now we can get into a little bit of Q&A. What questions do you all have about what we talked about today? Is there anything I can support you with? And I'm able to do Q&A for like probably the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then I've got to go. But I want to make sure that if there's any clarity someone might need from here, that I'm able to help you. All right. Somebody said, will you be able to access this later with the same link? Yeah. Just come back to YouTube. It should be here live. We're going to keep it up live for a while. And then we'll probably put it onto our YouTube as more of a, more of a video. That's wild. Yeah. People saying, wow, that's wild by seeing the things that work, right? Not a question, but I'm really glad that you said to incorporate the human element with ChatGPT, because sometimes it can come with bias. Yeah, I mean, everything can come with bias, right? We're in a biased environment. So not only can it come with bias, but sometimes I love that you're bringing this up, leading in the moment. Sometimes it can also come with inaccuracies. And that's why it's important, right? We went through the course roadmap because it's important that your expertise of your topic, so that when you do use ChatGPT and they give you something that's not true, you are able to take that out and utilize the truthful thing or the more accurate piece of information. We're really using this as a blueprint to make things easier for us, to give us some formatting, to give us some templates, to shorten things and make it more easeful. But we're not utilizing it at the end all be all. You are the end all be all. You are the expert, you are the speaker, you're the consultant. So that's just so important that you do that. Thanks. No problem. Deronda. Oh, it's Deronda. Thank you, fam. I forgot that that was the name of your show. I didn't even know that was you, Deronda. But I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we've got to keep the human element there. It's so important. Yeah, ChatGPT can totally help you with your marketing plan. If you don't, I showed earlier how you can use social media, but you can ask it that. You can say, "Hey, can you create a marketing plan for this online course?" In fact, let's go on and see what it will create for us. Let's. I love this. I love this question so much that I'm gonna go on and go over to ChatGPT and see real quick. Let me see how I get over here. How it? Okay, stop sharing and then share. Let's see if it'll actually share with us a marketing plan. 'Cause I think that's a great question. I haven't asked it that question yet, so that's what I'm saying. Let's see if it'll do it. All we can do is play, y'all. Remember, we're playing, we're enjoying it. Create a marketing plan for the course above. Sure, here's a sample of a marketing plan. See, this is kind of giving us, this is where it's not that great. It's just giving us a bunch of ideas of what we can do. And that's kind of what I gave you. The plan itself, you're going to have to create yourself, right? But it's giving us similar things: define your audience, develop your message, leverage social media, use email marketing, referrals, right? Same thing I told you. So for the plan, you might have to take that a little bit deeper and do it yourself, right? Or maybe you could say, create a 14-week marketing plan. Let's see if it does something different for the course above. So here's an example. Week one. Oh, look at this. This is pretty cool. You see, with all of the artificial intelligence, it's important that you figure out what question you're going to ask, right? So, week one, launch announcement. Week two, social media advertisement, webinars and workshops, referral, right? It's kind of breaking it down on how you could organize it. So, it does give you a little bit of that information, I guess. It could be better. And I see that's Michelle Moore, who's that name as well. Thank y'all for sharing who y'all are in the space so I can know who's here, who's a client, who's new. It's always good for me to be able to support y'all and know that information. So I'll put this back up for anyone who might need it. Any other questions that you all have? And if not, I'm going to head out and wrap this training up. Again, this is Evolve Benton, the Speaking for Profit coach. If you all have not yet, please, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're not watching on YouTube, head over to Speaking for Profit YouTube. Make sure that you like and subscribe this video, this channel. This is something that we're growing and continually wanting to give free knowledge and accessible knowledge to our people so that we can implement and make things happen. Because I know that you all have messages that will change and save the world. And now you just need to implement and put it together. All right. Other people sharing who they are. Okay, cool, y'all. Well, I don't see any other questions coming through right now. So we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And I'm really thankful that you all are considering creating your own online course. I think it's going to be something that is really profitable and amazing for you all. So have an amazing evening. And if you need anything from me, you can find me on YouTube at Speaking for Profit University. That's where you can find us and find some of our knowledge and all of our information. So have a great day. Talk to you all soon and peace.